end of the season in April. That's where I'd be a little bit more concerned if this is still happening then, where you're not seeing the defense tighten up even a little bit by then, which will be a concern. So, while I'm bothered by it, and, there is some criticisms towards Quinn and Ruff and the system, I'm not going to completely freak out just yet. Again, if I'm still seeing this stuff come springtime, I may have to, rethink my plan on Quinn and my positivity towards Quinn, and whether or not he is the coach, to lead this team in a rebuild and beyond. Because if you're not seeing any progress and development on the defensive end, this team is going nowhere. You have a bunch of young guys who are going to be coming up in the next couple of years, and for them to walk into this disorganization that's happening on the defensive end, it's concerning because they'll pick up bad habits. It'll destroy their confidence, and then you have all these great prospects that we were talking about last time, like Andre Miller, Lundqvist, and the likes, the Keane that are coming up. That's the last thing they need to walk into, is discombobulation, on the defensive end. You like to have a good structure in place, where they could just walk in, feel comfortable, take, a little bit of lumps and be on their way. But, it's right now, I'm not going to get crazy, but I am concerned that could be the potential for disaster, in the rest of the year or even beyond.
Well, they get a chance to come back tonight, man. Montreal's going to come out flying. They're going to want these 2 points just as bad as the Rangers. So we'll definitely have to watch the adjustments tonight and see how they bounce back from that game. And then I got to say, KD, looking at the West Coast trip next week, I'll say it too. I'll say it myself here. If it gets bad out west, or let's say they continue to have Columbus-like games as they did last night, you have to think JD and Gorton are going to start evaluating. I'm not talking about Quinn here, but maybe definitely on the Lindy Ruff side. And I don't know. I don't know how that works usually. I can't remember too much, and maybe this is the last thing we'll just talk about before we say goodbye to everybody today, KD, is just the thoughts. Usually when a coach gets fired, it's usually the head coach and the staff. I don't remember too well. Maybe you can think of it when they would let's say they would turn around here and say, hey, look, Lindy, it's just not working out. We got to let you go and bring in somebody else. Do you think that's something that the Rangers seriously have to look at here, depending on how this trip goes?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know I don't think it would be something that happens in season, to be honest. I mean, I think that if that was going to happen, it would probably happen at the end of the year. So I don't think, even if it's that bad of a trip, and I don't think it will be. Again, this team has been so up and down. I can't imagine every game is going to look like last night against Columbus.
It better not, buddy. We're not going to make it.
Yeah, so I don't think that happens too often, where you get rid of sort of a defensive coach or PK coach. I'm not even sure what Ruff's sort of title is with the team, but that you see more in other sports. I mean, you see it in baseball, where maybe they get rid of the hitting coach during a hitting slump, but I don't think that really happens too much in hockey. So, yeah, I mean, if they do continue to struggle, yeah, JD's going to have to, have maybe some meetings with Gordon and Quinn and try to figure things out. JD's been sort of quiet, huh? I mean, you don't really see too much from him other than last night, because he was sort of back at Columbus. But he's been real quiet. You don't really see him in the media too much and discussing the team. I'm wondering what sort of that's about, if that's just the way he is and he keeps to himself, or what that is. But you haven't seen too many interviews with him discussing the team and where the team is at and how the rebuild is progressing. So you wonder if they do continue to struggle on the defensive end, if you will see him out in front of the media.
I tell you, if it goes bad out west, buddy, we're going to hear from JD when they get back from the West Coast. That's my prediction, buddy. We'll see what happens.
The team will be in the Chateau Bow Wow.
Woohoo! All right, folks, there you go. Special quick cast edition. Thanks so much for listening. Make sure you share, tell your friends, subscribe. Say goodbye to the folks, KD.
Goodbye, folks.
All right, enjoy the game tonight. Let's go, Rangers!